As we continue our draft day special, we have the 21st pick of the 2001 NFL draft. The Buffalo Bills select cornerback Nate Clements from the Ohio State University. What up, Nate?
What up, Brent? Brent, thanks for having me on, man. I really, we've been friends for a long time now. So
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for having me on. And you've always been there to support me, and I'm gonna always be here to support you.
Hey, I appreciate it. So, what was that day like, man, when you heard your name called?
Well, hey, man, it was one of the most exciting days of my life. To make a quick story about it, I actually thought I was going to be drafted by the Steelers.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
I was on the I was on the phone and with them, and they had the next upcoming pick. And so I thought I was going to be a Steelers. So what happened was they ended up calling me and saying that they were going to go another direction. And I wasn't upset with that.
Right.
They ended up picking Casey Hampton, D tackle out of I want to say Texas,
Yeah, I think that's
which
right.
is he was a good player as well. So deservedly so. But Buffalo snatched me right up, and it was the rest was history. I was excited because I was the first DB taken on the board.
Okay.
That was one of my goals. I wanted to be the first defensive player taken off the board, part of the DB. And then the next thing, it just worked out. We had pretty much a block party. I was at the house. The streets was blocked off, and the neighborhood showed love. So it
That's
was great,
awesome.
and it worked out because it was close enough for the family to get there.
And I think that's so important, man. As we went through some of these episodes, man, you hear the stories of another Cleveland product, London Fletcher, another one, Tim McGee. And it's like the stories are so different from the different years of the draft. When Tim and them got drafted, they had to watch ESPN or wait for somebody to call them on a house phone or something just to let them know they was drafted. So it's just crazy.
Right. The game has
So
definitely changed, and as far as the production of a draft nowadays, it's almost like going to the Emmys or something of
exactly.
that nature. So it's the who's who of the young bucks that's going to be drafted. So it's an exciting moment, though.
And speaking of the young bucks, we have being a Buckeye fan, CJ Stroud. What do you think his ceiling is as far as the NFL? You think he'd be Pro Bowler or serviceable, or what do you see in him?
Well, it's hard to say. Um, it's hard to say. If you picking a kid to say that he's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
That's always hindsight. There's only few guys that you could ever say something, and those are guys that are unicorns, and you can say LeBron James being one.
Right.
Um, I think C.J. Stroud has all the intangibles that it takes, the size, the strength, the arm strength that it takes to be a really good player in this league. Um,
Mhm.
as well as I know, it comes down to being consistent and being able to be on that field on a consistent basis and playing at a high level.
Yes. And
So I think he's in a situation where, I mean, he's in a great situation right now, whether it's the first or within the top five picks. So it's not where you get drafted, but it's what you do once you arrive.
and I think that's so true, man. And you know as well as anybody, it has to be a scheme fit too. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you go somewhere and they don't utilize your skills, you're not gonna have any success.
That's true. That's true. If you go to a situation where they're in a particular scheme that doesn't suit your high points, then it's almost like you're being wasted. I was fortunate enough to come within the scheme. Greg Williams, Jerry Gray,
Oh yeah,
uh, the where it was an aggressive style different defense, and that was something that I loved, and that was something where I thrived.
definitely. Well, man, I just want to thank you. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Appreciate you making time, and continue blessings to you and the family.
All right, appreciate you, Brent. I love you, brother.
Love you too, man. And tell the missus I said, hey.
Will do.
All right. Later.
All right, go.